What's up guys, it's Cody here. Today we're in the 1.13 snapshots and I have been fiddling around with some of the new commands and I've come up with a way of turning the bow into a sort of crossbow. Although the bow does still need to be pulled back a little, so it's more like a quick-fire bow that fires some extremely high velocity and high damage arrows. Yes, picking these villagers off with ease. And there's really nothing else to show you here, especially now that all these villagers are dead, this being a very basic system, so why don't we take a look into how this works? Well, for starters, every arrow without a boosted tag is going to run a function that will speed it up, and the function looks like this. So let's say our arrow's X motion is 2.37, the Y motion can be 0.72, and the Z motion can be negative 0.36. This is an approximation of the kind of motion you would get firing an arrow at roughly full power. These three commands store the X, Y, and Z motion of the arrow to three scoreboards using the new execute store and data get commands. It's also multiplying the motion values by 10,000 as it stores them so we don't lose the decimal precision. Next up, we're setting up some scores which will be used for multiplication. Each of these scores are being set to 95 million, which when we inject back into the arrow's motion data will be 9.5. That's the speed we want the arrow to be traveling at, since any X, Y, or Z motion higher than or equal to 10 will be reset, which we don't want. If the arrow's motion in any of the axes is negative, then this multiply number also has to be negative. After this, we divide each of the multiply numbers by the motion scores of the arrow, leaving us with numbers that we can multiply each of the motion score values with to get 9.5. However, to preserve the direction of the arrow, we have to multiply all of the motion scores by the same number. So to make sure none of the motions will go above 10, we need to take the lowest of these multiply numbers. We achieve this by setting a new score, a speed multiply score, to the X multiply score. The next two commands will set the speed multiply score to the Y multiply score. If it's lower than the current speed multiply score, then repeat the same process with the Z multiply score. At this point, we end up with the number that we're going to multiply all of the motion scores by. Then we do just that. Each of the motion scores is multiplied by the speed multiply score, leaving us with an X motion score of about 95 million, and the direction of the arrow still intact. Whew, that was a lot of multiplies. Now, all that's left is to put these motion scores back into the arrow, again using execute store, this time with a scale of 0.00000001. And finally, to fix a bug in the current snapshot, we set the arrow's color to -1, which gets rid of the particles it would otherwise be spewing out all over the place. There's one more line at the end of the function that will add the boosted tag to the arrow, so this function won't run on it again. Once the arrow has the boosted tag, we set its air NBT tag to 1, then 0 every tick. This makes sure the arrow updates visually and prevents any of the weirdness we get when modifying a projectile's motion. And that's it. Anyway, that's all guys, this was just a quick video about a fun way to use the new snapshot commands. Hopefully it won't be hard to recreate this in your own worlds if that's something you're interested in, since it's a pretty basic system and most of the commands were on the screen in the video earlier. But if you would like a data pack download in the description, then leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more concepts and contraptions, and I'll see you next time.